You know when you have a long list of small DIY and woodworking jobs to do around the house and the list just keeps getting longer and longer? Well, I've realised that if I make a video about them, I will actually get them done. This is our utility room, which I refurbished a few years ago now. I've got a full series of videos about that on the channel. And there's a couple of jobs that need doing here. We never added an architrave to this doorway. I don't know if I have any architrave in the workshop, so I may have to make something. So it looks like I do have quite a bit of this style of architrave, but I'm not much of a fan of it, so I'm going to make my own. And I don't have any pine that's long enough, so it's going to have to be MDF. And for the length needed, I'll have to rip down a full sheet. Oh, probably would have been easier just to buy some architrave. Which reminds me, Work Harder Not Smarter t-shirts are available in my store. This is 18mm MDF. And I'm ripping it down to 60mm width. Traditionally, architrave only has a round over on one edge, but I was curious to see what it would look like if I did both edges. I've got some acrylic based primer to put on. There's one more job to tackle in the utility room as well, because apparently someone in my family doesn't respect wood. This is an oak veneered shelf that I put in a few years back where someone has left a couple of wet tins. And this is veneered, so I'm going to need to be careful. Just going to give it a light sanding by hand with some 120 grit paper. And the previous finish that I used on this was just shellac, which surprisingly has held up really well over the years. But this time around, I think I'm going to be using something that's a little more hard wearing and easier to repair. This is hard wax oil. Now this is going to take at least a day to dry, and the cats love sitting on this shelf, so I need to create some kind of temporary cat barrier. I get the primer denibbed with 120 grit, and then a top coat of satin wood white paint. This door frame looks to be a perfect 90 degrees, so I'm just going to mark some pencil lines about 7 or 8mm in, and I can cut my angles at 45 degrees. I'm not going to bother setting up a miter saw for this, I'll just cut them by hand. I am tilting my saw very slightly, just to help close up any gaps from the front. Now I can position these to my pencil marks and cut the opposite angle. I'm using a grab adhesive and some 18 gauge pin nails. And then I can measure up for my legs. There are some pipes here, but I'm not going to bother boxing them in. I'll just cut a notch to fit over the step. A bit of filler and some paint touch-ups, and we're done. And the following day I got the shelf denibbed too and a second coat on. Next stop, the bedroom, where some furniture repairs are needed. Firstly to this Sapili chest of drawers, which was actually one of the first videos on my channel. I found this in an alleyway and restored it. But as you can see, it's missing one drawer knob. The screw no longer fits this hole. It's got quite a big chip out of it. So I'm going to take the brass ferrule off, I think they're called ferrules, and attempt to turn a new one of these. I'm looking for some dark hardwood offcuts, and I pulled out this piece. The first job is to cut it square. I cut clean ends and then found the centres. And then using the roughing gouge I can get it round. I'm embarrassed to say that I don't know the name of this tool, but it's used as a gauge to check the diameter so that I can match the original handle. And because I still lack some experience with the lathe, I decided to try making 2 handles just in case I screw one up, which turned out to be a good idea, as you'll see later. And I'm using the spindle gouge to do the shaping. I switched to a square scraper to shape the part that needs to sit inside the ferrule. Now here's where I messed up. I tightened the tailstock too much and it snapped at a weak point. But I still have enough material here to make 1 handle. I just needed to try and get it running true in my chuck. And then I can finish the ends, which in hindsight I didn't tool smooth enough. You'll see that once I add some finish later. It was looking pretty good though, so I cut it free. I could check the ferrule fits, and it does. And I can get a hole drilled for the screw. Now using some spirit-based wood dye to get that deep colour. And finally I added some spray varnish. And this is where you can see the end grain doesn't look as smooth as the original handles, but I'm reasonably happy with it. And at least I'll be able to open the drawer now. About 4 months ago, I signed up with Incogni. It found that my personal data had been stolen and was being stored by 49 data brokers, companies who scan the web for personal data without you realizing it and sell it on to telemarketers, scammers, identity thieves and fraudsters. As someone who is very careful about keeping my personal information private, I was pretty concerned. Incogni requested the removal of my data from those 49 brokers, and some of that happened very quickly, some took a bit longer, but now all of that data has been or is in the process of being removed. Since then though, Incogni found an additional 18 brokers with my data, and it's already working away in the background without me having to do anything to remove that data too. While you can request data removal yourself, tracking down which brokers have your data and staying on top of it is very time consuming, especially if you want to continue monitoring the situation and make sure that your data doesn't get acquired again. But Incogni automates the entire process. There's also a new custom removal feature, which allows you to report websites that you've found with your information on to Incogni so that they can take action. For 60% off the cost of an annual plan, use the link in the description box below and the promo code on screen now. Some of you might also remember this bed and bedside table project from a couple of years back, and everything's holding up okay apart from this one. Firstly, one of these pieces has fallen off, and I think I put it in this drawer for safekeeping, so I need to get that back on there. And also there are some weird splatter marks. I don't know where they've come from, but I need to sort that out too. After sanding the faces clean, I can get that piece re-glued and then refinish with some clear varnish. After a denib and second coat, they're all done. Right, now some jobs in the garden. I must have had this step ladder for 10 years now. I got it second hand and it's nothing special, but it does the job for me. But unfortunately this top piece has just completely perished, but it was really quite useful because it had a tray in the top where I could put screws. And looking through my selection of scrap metal, I have this piece of aluminium box section, which I think I can use to make a repair. First, I'll get these old rivets drilled out. I'm going to add some timber to the inside here, and I found a piece of oak which had almost the perfect dimensions. Don't you just love it when that happens? Now I can cut the aluminium to length, and I'll do that on the table saw as even though it makes me wince, it can be cut with an ordinary wood cutting blade. So this is going to sit at an angle. I don't think that's an issue. I have considered cutting this off so that the shelf would sit more like this, but I think this will be fine. Originally I thought I might be able to bend the ends of the aluminium over to create the sides. So I made a score cut with a cutting disc, heated them up with a blowtorch, and tried to shape them with a mallet. But as you'll see, that didn't work. So I'll need to come up with another idea. Next, a bit of shaping and cutting. And I used the electric file to remove any burrs. I'm going to need a hole to fix this in place. And another scrap of oak to make some side panels. I'm going to add a bolt to secure the blocks of wood. And some hex bolts and screws to fix everything else in place. Not only do I now have somewhere to put my screws, but it also works great for adding a drill or driver with a tool hook. This is one of the windows that I installed a couple of years ago, and unfortunately, as you can see, some of the paint has fallen off the render that I added around the window. I assume what happened is the render was dry, so it sucked all of the moisture out of the paint, so the paint eventually just flaked away. So what I did yesterday was I painted on some of this stuff, which I had left over from a previous job, and it's similar to SBR. And now I'm just going to get this repainted, and hopefully this time paint will stick to it better. And finally into the garden room, where as you can see all of my caulk lines have opened up. And if anyone can recommend a decorator's caulk that doesn't do this, I would love to hear it, because everyone I've tried always seems to shrink, and it'd be nice to not have to do this twice every time. And tomorrow, once this is all dry, I can get it repainted. I'd been putting those jobs off for way too long, but the truth is I actually enjoyed 2 of them. Making the drawer knob and fixing the ladder were actually quite fun. So hopefully this inspires you to tackle some of those projects that you've been putting off for too long. Thanks for watching.